Our guest today is Dr. Kathleen Davenport, Director of Physiatry, HSS Florida, and company physician to Miami City Ballet. As a doctor working with dancers and with dancers' bodies, how have you been able to function, or what adaptations have you made in your work to serve your job role?
I think one of the biggest adaptations is the expansion of telemedicine. So telemedicine is something that was already on the radar and already started, but has been rapidly expanded in terms of our capabilities of treating our dancers. But the great thing about it is I can see the dancer in their environment, and particularly during this COVID crisis, so many dancers are adapting their dance environment to some home studio setups and things like that. And I can actually see over a camera like this what they're doing, not just a dance movement, but how they're doing it within their unique environment. The other thing is watching a video of a dancer within their environment. I can sometimes see more movement than what I can see in clinic.
Have there been any consistencies that you've seen among dancer ailments or injuries working in this way?
So overall, what I've seen as a trend is either overuse or underuse, but definitely a change in activities. We know from dance medicine and science literature that when we have abrupt changes in activities, those are risk points for an injury. And that's what I've been seeing, is that dancers are not able to use their bodies exactly the way that their bodies have been used to being used. And so now we're seeing a lot of new things where dancers might be trying a new cross-training activity and going for it full force when maybe their body wasn't quite ready, or they're more sedentary and not doing as much dance. All of those things take a toll on the body.
What would you say would be your sort of best advice?
Yeah, so I would give them 3 little points of advice. Number 1 is be gentle with yourself. You know, this is new for everyone. It's new for you mentally and physically, and not to forget that mental game with this. Number 2 is go slowly and gradually with your changes. So if you're ramping down or ramping back up, some dancers, just stop completely because that was kind of what they felt might help them mentally, is just to stop. So any kind of ramping, a slow taper down, a slow taper up. And third is jumping. So jumping has been a very difficult issue because doing 0 jumps when your body is used to jumping is not great, but then having to transition to jumping on concrete or tile floors is not great. So not cutting them out completely, but also you do want to modify them somehow and keep them going in a modified way.
So what do you anticipate the dance culture to be like once you do return to the studios? And what will dancers need to be looking out for?
How do you wear a mask dancing? That's so complicated. These are really hard things coming back. And what I've encouraged is to be very clear and concise with those expectations, because there's so much uncertainty right now. And people are making choices, and you might agree with some and you might not agree with other choices. But the most important thing is when you do make a choice about coming back in this crisis is to be very clear about what that's going to look like and to be clearly communicated, so that the dancers themselves can make decisions that are best for them and their bodies. I do think one of the most important things, if you're making the choice to come back, is to really enjoy it. If you're going to make the choice to come back and be with people, to honor that choice and to truly enjoy it. We miss each other. I miss people. I miss my dancers and dancing with them. And so I think everything is going to feel very weird and very different. And I think those changes can be so stressful. But one of the things we miss so much is being with each other. And so if you know you're going to make that decision, you know what that looks like, you have clear communication, then just enjoy it.
Do you feel like you've grown during this time, that you've learned new things, or something that's sort of pushed the envelope for you and made you discover something that you didn't really know about before?
I think we all feel a lot more capable with these video platforms than ever before, and probably than we ever really wanted to be, right?
This is very, very true.
So all of a sudden I'm like, oh, telemedicine. Yes, we can do that. Like we've all talked about it. So I feel like I've grown immensely in directions I never necessarily thought I wanted to grow in. But now that I'm here, growth is always great, even if you didn't think you needed it. So it's been a very exciting trajectory with growth in many areas.
Oh, wow. Well, Dr. Davenport, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure speaking with you, and I know that you said such wonderful things that everyone is going to take to heart, and hopefully they'll listen to, and thank everybody for joining us for this wonderful conversation.